Yo, what is up, and welcome back to another video. My name is Joey, and if you are here in this video, I'm going to do a sales call review. Now, my friend in this video is on a men's work offer. Now, if you're in the sales space, if you take sales calls, if any part of anything you do requires you to sell, this video is going to be valuable for you. In this, I break down some exercises on how to hold frame, how to maintain frame, and what I would do if I was in his situation. Now, if you struggle with getting people over the line, this video is going to be for you. I know it's a little bit different and it may be tough to hear him in certain parts, but I did the best I could, and I do believe that there's a ton of golden nuggets to be gained from this actual video. And if you guys like it, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below what you liked, what you didn't, and what you want to see more of, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Shifted around too, so you still got me?
Yeah, oh, okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, sweet. Zoom's at a mute update right now.
Oh, perfect. Who's building that? Do you use Zoom for work?
No, we just use Teams. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Teams nice. And you guys are you guys mostly there? Sorry, I'm going to pronounce the town you live in.
Kamloops?
Kamloops? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are all there in the office, or you guys work from home?
Nobody really works from home. We're not all down. So we've got our office staff in the office. Maybe 7 people or so on any given day. But most of our company is operations people that are out in the field. Doing the jobs, and that's overtime.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah. You moved back home to stay on this week.
So the first thing is I would set a frame for the call because this is the first call. I don't remember if he told me he had filled out an application prior to this actual call. But I guess having context before that and just kind of setting a frame so that way, first we can establish authority on the call. And second, we can just kind of clarify expectations of the call. So that way, because this is a long call, an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to keep listening for now.
How long have you been back?
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Some deeper breath work, long transformational breath, or I'm curious what it was.
Yeah, he did. So also, if you look back, I forgot what he called it now, but essentially it's like the breath, and then counting down, holding, bring it, holding, and kind of type and do this a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour of talking and working things, and then visualizing it, deciding which one, and then trying to concrete solidify that, do that, internalize that breath.
Nice. Yeah. Sounds like that worked pretty well for you. Just a matter of timing, kind of thing.
Yeah. I think it kind of don't think breath work necessarily have that source, but I think that's the relationship maybe. So I think I've gone out of the way.
Cool. Well, let's do this. Let me start here. You spent a lot of time filling out an application that I was reading for some listening.
Okay. So there's it didn't get started at around 12 minutes. So there's 4 minutes of dialogue that was just kind of nonsensical. And it just kind of shows how uncomfortable he already is. He already has buyer's resistance, as is.
Right? And then you got connected, obviously. And I'm curious for you, as you think about it, why have this conversation now? What's important about now versus later?
I would ask the question, so why are we on this call today? Just ask that. I like the intention of that question, but we want to get them there first. We want to get them to what's called transformational desire. But first, it's an easy question for them to answer with just asking them, why are we on this call today? It kind of gives them the authority to clarify, and you get to go from there. The next question I would ask is, okay, so what made you want to book this call? You're basically asking the same thing in a different way.
I don't know if there's anything that's important now versus later. Those things are going to be important.
Okay, so he's already saying, I don't know if there's things that are now versus important now versus later.
Exactly. They're going to be important now later. And if you don't do anything about it for however long you think it's going to be, like a month of delay going up, or 10 years, or whatever, it's things that are important. Just try to get to the point where, I don't know, it's impatience, or just kind of realizing that things are going to be over. If you don't do something now, then it's just you keep saying tomorrow or the day after, and everything else, and then just, it'll be a year, plus 3 years, 5 years, else again. Right? So there's something else that will be important in the future, because the same thing will be important in the future. If you don't do something now, you just keep pushing on things, right? So,
yeah, you even mentioned that in what you wrote down, right? The question was why now? And you said well, why not? Why wait tomorrow? I tried that before, it doesn't work. We've all been
yeah. But even I worked down in old Cooney's, East Cooney's down in Little Town, working for the lines there. Shortly after graduating from university, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I was thinking about changing career, absolutely changing careers or something. And at the time, I was like, oh man, that's a big change. I'd have to do my job, and then like 4 years of my life. And then didn't end up doing it. I looked at it and didn't end up doing it. And then you get to like 4 years later, you're still thinking, oh, we can change. And it's like, oh man, okay, had I just like, done that thing that seemed too big at the time, had I just done it? And I've done it by now.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of like, doing it?
I'm curious. So, I want to get into a little bit of like,
I would ask him a follow-up question. So like, what does that actually mean? Like tangibly, like what would change in your life?
kind of what your, maybe before we go too deep into that question and kind of what's under, I'd be so curious about what's under the resistance there.
Waking up with energy, like drive, or like actually wake up and like wanting to get in today.
Yeah.
Because like when I find some time to think about it, or I realize like some realize it, I've got a ton of really good things going on. Like on a day-to-day basis, it's tough to like actually feel that. So I think a lot of that is like, like energy levels and sleep and physical fitness and how that just kind of forms your day and how you experience life, I guess. Yeah.
So you'd feel different. Like your thought would be lifted, you'd be clear, you'd have energy, you wake up energized. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that feeling, then also like psychological feeling, like, hey, I said I'm going to do this, and I've done it.
Yeah.
Like following through on those things.
Yeah. What do you believe that'll come to for you?
Say probably like you think so? I start with one would probably be like productions.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, okay. Perfectionism. We got once like that happens. It's just like after meeting, so like working out doing tasks, you have to do it's like the perfect thing that you don't like doing it. I kind of takes most of get started doing it on film.
Yeah.
Perfectionism. Perfectionism. It's like fear of failure as well. For example, perfectionism just it's not perfect at failing.
I like his dialogue and how he's opening up.
Some people say it's not perfect.
Yeah.
So that and then what's the other thing? Perfectionism, avoiding failure, and I guess that's people do as well. Kind of look at people first. But as it worked, or partner or whoever else is kind of prioritizing other people's needs and values, what they've got on it's supposed to. What I need to be.
Thanks for doing everything. And so there's three things kind of that are like.
So I would reframe it back to him. And what you're doing is clarifying his pain, recapping his pain. It also further convicts him to transformational desire, which is the desire to get out of the pain that he's feeling. So what I would say is, got it, man. So, what I'm hearing is you're struggling with perfectionism. You're struggling with energy in the morning, and you can just see how you're also struggling with being a people pleaser, and it's affecting multiple areas in your relationship, correct? Or like multiple areas of your life. I'm sorry.
Maybe you're trying to, right? Perfectionism, pleasing, it's all similar, right? Tell me, like,
I like the follow up.
why is that important? Like, if you're operating for perfectionism, operating for people pleasing mentality, what's the cost of it?
To put it like to just apply to a couple words is like I don't know, like autonomy really. That's go back to like I feel like you control what it is, and you just do whatever, try to be perfect for someone else and everything, because it's not I do it, I can do it well right now, but it's not you can't lose the self-centered like values. Like what's for me, like I'm looking at my values, but I'm spending all my time providing some perfect picture or result for somebody else's priorities, and I'm looking at my values or someone else's.
Yeah.
Got it.
Why is this values thing so important?
Well, that was one of the things I remember.
I'm curious if you have like a script that you're following that you've used with other closes like this, or if this is a new type of call in this way.
That's probably like for a lot. My life just kind of went from a day or a week or 100 years. Like I'm just thinking, probably recently. There's not much change. Like everyone is like, yeah, just.
Let me get to the offer.
Backwards on this basically. Friends and getting away from the.
So, what I like to do is break up sessions where we meet twice a month, and we meet for 7 minutes for each of those sessions.
Reasonable, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a number that we get to where that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, cool. There. Yeah, there's definitely a number that doesn't make sense here for many people. Okay, cool. But aside from that, it sounds like don't expect it to be perfect. What's that feel like?
I've been able to actually do it sometimes and just feel a lot better. Yeah, with that feeling of struggling at the end of the day, it was just like, at the end of the day, sometimes I'm so good, like so John was just sitting in the meetings, like, nothing, not being able to say what I actually was saying.
Oh, yeah, of course.
At the end of the day, it's like, why am I thinking about the teacher? Waiting for everybody to come back with this. I don't know exactly. I think the overboard moving in like positive direction, all those other things.
Yeah, so kind of frees up and like takes out the weights, pressure.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that feeling, that likeness, that free flow sort of, right? Is that worth investing your time, energy, and resources into?
It's got to be. There's only one way I know I guess too. Human see, but I just like know there's, that counts to do it for, and I know they can get back there. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So
I like the intention with the question.
we can segue a little bit, but
I would ask more follow-up questions. Like, are you in a place where you can invest your time and energy into this type of work on yourself?
like, do you if you feel like, if you feel like
There's a lot of ums. I would just remove the ums. And I get it because I use filler words like that as well.
that's what they still like coaching what I do with this and how this works. If you feel like the program that
I would also ask, hey man, so based off what I'm hearing today and what you've shared, I think that you'd be a great candidate for X, just so that way you're asking first and letting him know that you believe he's qualified for it. And then ask him the follow-up question. If you're comfortable, I'd like to share a few options with you and how we can work together and move forward today.
talk about sort of meets the criteria. It sort of addresses all of these things and gives you tools to break through, right? And have that flow, have that more right feeling, right? Is it something you're ready to make a decision on today?
I like this question.
Okay, cool. Is there anything that would keep you from moving forward?
I have no idea what it costs. I'm sure there's a number that would be reasonable, but I'm not sure.
Got it. Yeah. So he already has like financial
I'm sure there's
resistance.
a number that makes sense.
Okay, cool. Fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a number that doesn't make sense. Right?
I wouldn't agree with him. Anytime someone says like anything financial, I would just say, got it, man. So, outside financially, just like segue, because you don't want them already putting the financial objection in their mind. This guy's just kind of been resistant, a majority of it. Let's keep going.
Okay, cool. But aside from that, it sounds like, and get you into action, right? Like get you into that movement. And so,
He's pretty comfortable. There's something outside of that for sure.
cool. And
I would ask him a clarifying question, like on a scale of 1 being, I don't like this guy on the call and this isn't what I want, through 10 being, this is exactly what I need in my life to move forward. Where would you grade yourself? Just to further convict him.
so what's also nice about coaching is I open up a chat with you. So we'll use WhatsApp or we can text, whatever. We'll open up a chat where we can share. It's a mastermind. It's a men's mastermind.
It's more than I was thinking, but
Okay.
Often as you like. They happen every week on Wednesdays. And all my private clients get that kind of bonus. And there's a course in there. I can kind of point you to a specific thing. Maybe people work on emotional awareness and what are these feelings mean and how to connect them. And I'll also point you to a module. So you can do some work in between sessions. Does that make sense? Yeah, cool. And if you want to leverage that community, it's great to have other guys that are in similar places. They're all working towards the same thing. Guys in very similar situations to you. So, the number. So the investment for this is $6,500 paid in full.
Okay.
What's up?
it's more than I was thinking, but
So I would break down your offer into a formulated process. Before you get into the nuts and bolts, I would break it down into the process that you take them through. And then after you share the price, you can get into the semantics and technicalities in the sense of sessions, modules, things like that. And you can set up a call where you can do discovery and a game plan where you basically onboard them, show them how to use the community. Then you do the discovery with them, you book out your sessions, et cetera, et cetera.
that's like that's like 750 a session almost. Right? 6 months. Right?
Yeah, I guess if you broke it down into sessions, you could look at it.
Yeah. So he's looking at it per session, meaning he already believes that he's not going to get any value outside of the sessions. He's hyper focused on that because that's what he's used to. And so you just need to clarify further conviction on the value inside there. Because right now he's sticker shopping.
Yeah. like in my profession, we don't. It's really about maintaining that momentum throughout the process. So,
Okay. I like the follow up.
That makes sense. Like, so it's kind of strange to think about it as like, at least just for us, like to think about it like as an hour basis. But yeah, like if you break it down that way, like $600. So, sure.
That's to make sure we're not
Yeah. I would just bring it back to like, it's tough because this guy like is already so resistant. And you have more context than I do. That's just like my perception from the outside looking in.
US dollars.
Thank you for.
Got it. So he's in Canada.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
important. It's US.
US cash. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. I don't know if that's the number that I have in mind, but it's probably pretty close. It's definitely more that, I don't know, it's probably not like a good example, but like one of the other coaching I've had, like those things, definitely considerably more. So,
Okay. So he's like comparing.
Okay. No worries. Yeah. Please. Yeah. And when you say like it's close to that amount, what do you mean? It's almost.
Really? Yes. Basically, probably just like a made up benchmark, like from having like other coaching locally. That makes sense. So, which is not necessarily appropriate or not. It's just something I have to.
So the follow up question I would have asked then is because he said I need to think about it. I would say, gotcha. So usually when someone says I need to think about it, it's due to a lack of clarity. So what clarity do you need in order for us to move forward today?
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. Yeah. You've done coaching in some fashion before. Just
Yeah, like coaching or like therapist or something. Yeah.
Okay. So he's like comparing this to like therapy. I clarify. So just to clarify, this is coaching. This isn't like therapy. In therapy, you're confined to red tape and there's certain things you can't say. My goal is to get you out of where you're currently at and where you want to be, because where you're at right now isn't where you want to be. And everything you've done up until now hasn't worked. And that's the indicator that something needs to change. So what clarity do you need for us to move forward today? If you didn't already ask that previously.
Cool.
So
what how you feeling? What do you feel like is the
I think I like everything you said. Like coaching strategy, what we can do. What's
I would ask the question from here. So where would you like to take the call from here, Shane?
like, I guess what's your strategy? Just kind of like what we've done there as like questions and kind of working through trying to dive in and see what's underneath. Like what can we say like expect for an hour to talk about something? I know it's kind of a generic vague question, but
yeah.
So there's a lack of clarity on the process right now. That's what this is. There's a lack of clarity on like basically the fundamentals, like the breakdown. If you read the script that I sent you, it breaks it down into 3 phases that you take them through. So I would quantify something like that because that's why he's asking this question. All he's seeing the value in is how many sessions he's getting. He doesn't understand that there's a process that you take them through.
So I have to.
Okay, so this kind of stumped you.
It's not necessarily too much, but it's definitely where I actually have to check with that. Like actually just figure out see if I can get it. It's not. Is it would you look for it up front or is it ongoing? I mean, we're good.
Yeah, if you needed it broken up, we would just give you a little bit more, so it'd be 7,200. Okay, so if think of it as 1,200 a month.
Yeah. Here's that.
So I would break down these options prior. I would say, so I have 2 options that I'm going to share with you, and you can share with me which feels best for you. Does that sound good? Okay, great. So the first option is a 6,500 pay in full option for 6 months, or I have a 1,250 option monthly contracted. Out of those 2 options, which feels best for you?
Okay. So yeah, it's up to you. You know, which one do you feel like would be more valuable for you?
Probably breaking it up.
Okay.
Just gotta do that. Make sure it works. We're just gonna do notes and just information.
Okay, so he's already like trying to get off the call.
Yeah. So
Okay. Cool. So yeah. Do you think that would there be any procrastination or like?
So at this point, it's kind of tough to reoffer.
Not at all. We can do some prep work, right? Like, no.
okay, it's
I would have instead of continuing the call, previously, I would have gotten off the call and said, or asked the clarifying question like, so where would you like to take the call from here? Because there's just tension. It makes it difficult. He already had buyer's resistance. Let's see.
Yeah, let's go deals.
Do you feel like there's some procrastination there?
No, I think no,
I like the intention of the follow-up, but he's already told himself like he wants to get off this call.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So did you do, I have a little space at like 5 p.m. instead of 6? Is that what you do?
Yeah, I probably just like the office.
Yeah. So I'll send you an invite so you don't have it. In the meantime, if anything pops up, should you email what you need here? Is there anything else I can support you with?
I wouldn't ask something like that in terms of supporting him because it comes back to proximity. And you want to hold a frame with certain people. What I would do at the end of the call is I would say, okay, so here's what I'd like to do from here. I'd like to book a call for tomorrow at this time. Are you available then? Okay, awesome. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to send you an exercise to do between now and then. And tomorrow we'll just kind of review that. We'll check in and we'll go from there. Okay? Awesome, man. I'll see you then. Peace.
Just right now?
No, I think that's it. Yeah, really appreciate that.
You guys should. I will. I'm awesome at this.
Okay, sir.
Awesome. That's all I got for you.
I hate the small talk. Please quit telling me about you.